Hi, y'all. All righty. Are you ready to learn Jasper AI, the what, the why, and the how? This is a beginner's class for Jasper. Jasper is artificial intelligence, and we are going to dive kind of deep into little different topics regarding this controversial subject. And I can't wait to win you over. So here we go. I'm going to share my screen and let's get to it. All right. All right, so Jasper AI, the what, the why, and the how. AI stands for artificial intelligence, and Jasper is a website that you can subscribe to use the services within it. And I'm going to kind of explain to you all the things that go with that. It's kind of a hot topic right now. So hopefully this helps out a lot. So our agenda today is to dispel the myths around AI, specifically Jasper. What is Jasper, how it works, and maybe why you need it, the inputs that you give it, and the outputs it creates, and then why choose Jasper over the open source ChatGPT. So you've probably heard about ChatGPT. I'm going to address that later on in this class. And then at the very end, we're going to do a short little workshop where I'm going to use Jasper, share my screen for that, and blow your mind. So get ready. All right. I understand that a lot of people are skeptical. I was too. I thought I'm an English teacher, or was. I'm great at writing. I'm really good at using my own voice, and I'm really big on telling stories. So I was like, I don't really need Jasper. And I really don't want a robot writing for me. So if that's your camp, that was mine too. The majority of the people I talk to about this, the number one thing that they say is, I don't want to sound like a robot. I get it. So let's address that. The most human company wins. If y'all have taken any of the other classes, even one of the classes is called the most human company wins. You'll know that I say this all the time. I believe it in my heart. I act it out loud, and everyone that knows me understands this, and Angelin feels the same way. This is why I chose this picture. This is one of our very favorite pictures. We like to use it in a lot of our marketing, but I will tell you that Jasper just helps you create better content faster. If we could like squish it down into what it does, helps you create better content faster. That's it. It does not take the humanity out of you, or your voice or what you're writing. It is also not copywriting things. It's not considered plagiarism. And as far as repetition goes, it will only repeat if you give it very little input. So if it doesn't have a lot to go off of, then it's, of course, in order to create a long format blog post, it's going to have to repeat itself some. So that is more user error. That is not Jasper not knowing what to say. Jasper can do some great things if you give it the right inputs. And to address the repetition thing, when you ask it to write a blog in particular, there's a bazillion different things it could write. I won't go into the long list at the moment, but it's endless. If you have to write it, you can make Jasper write it. Period. Like, end of story. But in a blog post, you are supposed to repeat certain words several times for metadata and SEO and all of that. So in a blog post specifically, it might repeat a key phrase several times throughout the blog post, but that is purposeful. That's not because it doesn't know what to say. It's because it is formatting your writing in a way that is most efficient for use by Google and searches. So high quality content is time consuming and freaking expensive. If you pay me to do your content, you're going to pay. But for me, writing that is very, very, I take it very, very seriously, and it's very time consuming. So I write first, Then I put it into Jasper, see what Jasper thinks about it. It cleans it up ever so slightly. It's almost like having an editor. So I write stuff, then I pop it into Jasper and say, hey, Jasper, clean this up, fix the grammar, edit it, revise it, give me another version of it. And then I will take some of those snips and then I marry them together. But high quality content is very time consuming and expensive, and Jasper just makes it a little easier and more efficient. So, how Jasper AI works. It writes unique content about obscure topics with mind blowing factual accuracy. So, whatever your niche is, niche that down times 10 and write something over that, and Jasper can help you. The content it creates is based on everything public on the web and your inputs, or i.e. commands, the commands that you give it. So Jasper specifically will have forms that you can create based on what you're trying to write, which we will address in a little bit. It's they're templates. And so when I say inputs, when you input your information into those templates and say, write me a press release, it takes those inputs from the boxes in the form, in the template form, and it's what it cranks out is based on what you input into the form. However, there's also a page called document, and you just start from scratch, and you can literally say, write a blog post in a persuasive voice, command enter. That is a command. So what you tell it to do and or the inputs you put in the templates, that matters on what it creates, or that dictates what it creates. And Jasper completely changed the way I approach content creation, because almost no one plans anymore, including me. I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't have time to make a plan. I just need to get it up, right? So Jasper allows me to go to Jasper and say, I want to do a blog post over Instagram Reel tips and hacks. Write me an outline on a blog post that I could write with regard to that topic. And it will literally create an outline. And I can change words here and there. I can say, do another one. I didn't like that. Or I can say, hey, we're going to be, recording a podcast and I need a script. So let me think. We're going to be talking about being authentic in your business. Write me a script, high points about, talking about being authentic in your business. You can take a blog post, put it into Jasper and say, create Instagram post ideas, 10 Instagram post ideas from this blog post, and it will extract the information and create 10 posts. You can say, here's a blog post, generate all the keywords. That way you can put them in as tags and meta tag. So you can do all kinds of things, but it really helps you have a more intentional and purposeful plan before you start. The pros of Jasper are it's easy to create a foundational blog post in minutes. Now let's go back to what I talked about with my stories. Foundational blog post or a newsletter or information, a product description, something like that. That's factual. Okay. That is not opinion based. It's also not experiential based. So if I wanted to, for instance, ask it to write a blog post about Switzerland, specifically the Bern Bears in Switzerland, it would write up this great little blog post about the Bern Bears in Switzerland. I could then go in and write a paragraph or two explaining the story about going to see the Bern Bears when I was in third grade, right? I could add my story, but it created the bulk, the research, all of that. And then I add my anecdotal information, and that's where it becomes really awesome, because it takes the bulk of the work out and then you just get to do the creative pieces. It's very, very fast. You can easily crank out 2,000 words in about 15 minutes once you get going and know what you're doing. The quality of what it writes is unbelievable. You can ask it to crank out 3 different versions so that you can pick the one that you like best. You can even take 1 or 2 of them and take pieces from them and combine them. I really love doing that. But the grammar is perfect and spot on. There are how-to videos on YouTube galore. Just watch the actual Jasper videos and you will be blown away by the content. Very, very good step-by-step instructions. Given that it's AI, artificial intelligence is pretty simple and intuitive to use. I'm not a robot guru and I can use it. So if I can, you can use it. I promise. Factual accuracy as far as the content that it pulls, spot on. It's usually a big problem with a lot of other AI writers, but I am stunned that Jasper is as good as it is when it comes to getting things right. But I always spot check and I also fact check. There's a huge community for Jasper. And the last but not least, the recipes. Recipes are things that, for instance, if you are creating something from scratch, you can say, do this, take that, then do this to what it created, then break that down into this, and so it becomes a recipe. These are the steps that you do, or that the commands that you give it in order to produce this result. So the recipes are very amazing little extras that the Jasper community has created, and playing around with those, just get ready, because you could spend your whole day doing that and you will love it. And the more you do it, the better you get. Jasper versus ChatGPT. People talk about ChatGPT. That is, so both Jasper and Chat are built on an open source that basically, let me just scroll over, that are conversational voices. They respond in a conversational way to questions. Jasper's built on Chat, or it's kind of, you don't really need to know this on the back end, but they're both built on the same open source. Chat is still considered sort of open source. That's why it's free. It's not very guided or formulaic or anything like that. So there's a bigger learning curve, in my opinion, with Chat than Jasper. But ChatGPT generates human-like text. It's a question answering chatbot. In a nutshell, that's what it is. Jasper AI also generates human-like text, but it offers guided features and functions. And it's those guided features and functions that really set it apart and make it so simple, intuitive, and user-friendly. ChatGPT, let's just stay over here because this is, it's fine, but chatbot does, it's a chatbot with natural language and processing capabilities. It generates texts. It can debug and fix code errors. I don't know if you're into that, but it can. Translates text between languages. Over here on the right side, it can solve math equations. It can summarize paragraphs or content. So if you, I just did this with Jasper yesterday. I took someone's bio and I said, please write a Facebook description that's 200 characters long using this 2-page bio. It did, and it was amazing. So Jasper, the difference between ChatGPT and Jasper, over 50 copywriting tools. So if you have to write a product description, a blog post, a sales page, all that, I'll show you this at the end, but the list is huge. There's over 50 templates and an endless number of recipes, which are completely different and user generated. But there are 50 copywriting tools built within Jasper. So you just pick, what do you want it to write? You pick that, put in the inputs, and it cranks it out on the right side. It's amazing. Access to Jasper Chat. That works like ChatGPT chatbot. So a question and answer again. It's an easy to use interface. I keep saying that, but I'm going to show you. And it will rewrite and improving existing text just like Chat. However, There are guides to doing it in Jasper. It automatically checks for plagiarism. It can create in 29 different languages. The access to Jasper art that turns text into images is probably my most mind-blowing feature. We are not going to practice that one. That's for a whole nother class, but just so you know, it is in there. So basically, you put your text in and you say to Jasper Art, create a graphic that accompanies this information. So instead of spending hours in Canva or Photoshop trying to create something that goes with it, Jasper will do it for you. And it's mind-blowing. Video scripts, again, generate marketing copy, chat and email support. I love the YouTube. Both respond to your questions conversationally, but here are the significant differences. Jasper gives you access to many copywriting templates to high quality, in-depth content. Huge, like blog posts. Jasper Chat generates informative and helpful content like blog posts, tweets, short stories, etc. Again, huge, great content, faster. Jasper Chat is built for business. It's literally built for us. It's us business owners and marketers to create engaging copy or words or text to serve their audience. So this is like hiring a really good writer on your team. I don't know how many times I've said, I need to write this, but I don't have the wherewithal, the brain power. It's into the day. I'm like, I don't know. I jump on Jasper and it does it for me. I add a couple stories. I change some words in there. I take out some sentences that don't maybe, need to be there, and I'm done. Versus sitting there and having to come up with something on the fly when I'm tired and over it. So what I want you to do now, we've kind of flown through that. I'm going to use this last 8 to 10 minutes. I want you to think of your industry. Think of the things that you would need to write. Make a list of those. And while you're thinking of those, I'm going to navigate over to Jasper. And I'm going to show you the interface. So basically, all I did was go to Jasper AI, and this is my home screen. All right. I have credits that I could become an expert. So basically, if I go and take this class, I can earn more. So just know that that's there. I've only used 9% of my monthly credits so far. Because I'm not practicing anymore. I'm not eating up a lot of those words and things by practicing, but you will in the beginning. And after I go through this workshop, just know the last slide is a QR code for you to sign up for Jasper, and you get 10,000 bonus words by using that link. It is an affiliate link for Angelin and I, but it will get you 10,000 additional words, which you usually only get 10,000 a month. So it's like getting a whole month free. So let's go over here. This is the one I like to do. I go to documents and I click plus, and I start from scratch. Okay. So content description, this is an input box. I'm going to say Instagram voice filter for reels. Okay. Instagram voice filter for reels. I'm going to say, write a script. Okay. No, write an outline or that teaches for a mini lesson that teaches someone how to use voice filters on Instagram. Okay, write an outline for a mini lesson that teaches someone how to use voice filters on Instagram. Okay, let's see what happens. I'm going to click Command, Enter. OMG. Okay, so let's just read through these. Overview of voice filters on Instagram Reels. Need to tell them about what it is, right? How to access the voice filter tool, different types of voice filters available, just so you know there's 5. Tips for getting creative with your voice filter use, examples of interesting and engaging content created using voice filters, troubleshooting common issues with the feature, and wrap up benefits and advantages of using Instagram Reels voice filter. Okay, so that sounds pretty dang good. Nothing that I would change. However, now let me show you how to use the paragraph feature. It'll create paragraphs. So I'm going to click right here. These right here are all the different templates that you can use. Notice we said 50 before. This is very user-friendly. Input your text, output your content. You can have 3 outputs. You can say 1. You can say 7, whatever you want it to do. It'll give you different versions. We're going to do 3 just for the sake of one's your worst, one's your best, and one is meh. It's kind of in the middle, right? That's usually how it goes. I almost 99% of the time, I would say, choose the very first one. It seems to be the best. And the next 2 are like your and not your best, right? So I do 3. I'm going to simply copy number 1. Okay, I'm copying it, putting it over here, right there. Output grade level. You can choose a grade level. I guess we'll do 8th grade. And I'm going to generate the AI content. So, oh, wait, I'm sorry. Sorry, I was in the wrong thing. This is explain it to a child. So this is really fun because you can talk like you're talking to a child. So sorry, I'm on the wrong one. I'm going to go over here to paragraph generator. Okay. And these are outputs that I created the other day. I was talking about cats in my example, friendly tone of voice, and I'm going to erase this. Okay. So overview of voice filters on Instagram Reels. Again, I just copied the first one on the right. I went over here to paragraph generator, put it in there, keywords, voice filters, Instagram voice filters, tone of voice. Let's do a professional. No, let's do fun. Okay, a fun voice, or friendly. We'll just go back to that. Sorry. All right, so I'm going to generate AI content. Notice that I have 3, and it's going to create a paragraph that's about that. Okay, so before I start really quick, I'm going to enter this right here. Okay, I don't know why it's doing that, but anyways, so how to use voice filters for your Instagram Reels. Okay, so this is my title. Let's just go ahead and write a little blog post. So that's heading 1, and this is heading 2. Okay, so you can go ahead and pre-format it. Now let's go over here and read this. Instagram Reels have taken the social media world by storm. One of its most exciting features is voice filters that allow you to get creative with your content. Instagram voice filters are available in a range of styles and genres, from a smooth talking DJ to an accentuated comedy skit. That is not true. So that's a fact check. The Instagram Reel audio library also contains tons of songs for you to add to your voice. Not helpful. But overview. Instagram Reels has a whole suite of exciting voice filters that allow you to be creative and express yourself. With Instagram's arrays of voice changing effects such as echo, robot, old radio, helium breath, and many more, your Instagram Reels reel videos will be taken to a whole new level. Instagram voice filters let you share the unique stories and emotions in your Instagram content in a new way that can captivate audiences. All these filters make for an engaging Instagram experience and will definitely add pizzazz to your Instagram reels. I like that one. I'm going to do this. I'm going to copy it. I'm going to put it here. I'm going to fact check one little thing because helium breath echo. It's not echo. That is called announcer. Announcer, the robot. And instead of old radio, it's actually called giant. I think they're describing it instead of the actual word that's used in Instagram. So those are actually the ones, and it doesn't call it helium breath. But just to show you why it's doing that, it is combing the internet. Somebody's blog post somewhere was describing the voice filters as helium breath instead of just helium. And the announcer is an echo, but it's called announcer. So they were literally calling it what it sounded like instead of what it was called. So because I know my stuff, I'm renaming that. Done. As easy as that. So now I'm going to go here. This is another heading, and I am literally going to copy that. Hold on. Copy, put it in here, go like that, and I'm going to generate content. I'm not going to bother erasing the other ones. It's just going to pile up down there. Excuse me. So we're going to crank this out. So this one is how to access the voice filter tool. Instagram voice filters can be easily accessed and used to jazz up the stories you post for your friends and followers. All you need to do is open Instagram, go to your story page, tap on the effects button at the bottom of the page, and select voice filter from the effect options. Just vocalize into your phone microphone to get enrolled in Instagram's live voice filters. That is also not right. But I do know what I'm talking about, so I'm going to read the next one. Instagram has recently begun making it easy for users to get creative with their posts by offering a fun new voice. See, that's more of an overview, so I'm not going to go with that one. I'm actually going to copy the first one and change it ever so slightly. Here we go. Okay, all you need to do is open Instagram, open to a new reel, add your media, and add your media. Hold on, let me do that. And add your media. Make sure your media includes someone that is talking. Sounds stupid, but you might need to say that. After you added your media, simply click next and then navigate to the music note. From the music note, go to controls, then click edit. Choose your desired voice filter. Click done, and then done again. That's it. Okay. From there, you'll be able to apply various Instagram exclusive. I'll just say applying. I'm going to create another paragraph. Applying various Instagram exclusive sound effects, voice filters, as well as text-to-speech styles with several accessible. Okay. Is promises. Hold on. Applying various Instagram exclusive voice filters promises hours of fun while capturing great story moments. Okay. It's a lot of S's, but we're going to go with that for now because of time. And then you just keep going there. So I'm going to copy that, go here, paste that, and generate AI content. Notice that I am keeping the Instagram voice filters and the friendly voice so that everything sounds the same. So if I wasn't explaining this to you and typing all this out, it would actually be going even quicker. Okay, so this one is different types of voice filters. Gonna do that. Go down here. And Instagram has recently released a feature that allows you to add an interesting and unique twist to your Instagram stories. Voice filters. Accessing this tool is super easy. All you have to do is hit the Instagram. Okay. No. I am just going to say, I'm going to copy this one. Go here. Instagram voice filter is a perfect way to liven up the audio on your Instagram Reels. I don't know why I keep saying that. Reels. With just a few clicks, you can customize your voice and add some fun effects. Okay. There are I should spell that out. 5 different voice filters available. They are, and then I would list them out there. I'm not going to do that right now. And then you just keep going on. So what I want you to understand here is we have 301 words. We've been doing this about 9 minutes. And although I have had to fact check a few, this is a really great tool for guiding you in writing your blog posts and having this plethora of content over here that you can combine your knowledge with its helpful writing and then combine it all so that it really becomes something that is elevated and up leveled from what you would have produced on your own. I love the whole outline that it created that was spot on. But if we had time to go through this, you could see that in about less than 20 minutes, I could have a tip top, amazing looking blog. All I would need to do is take my phone, take some screenshots of these steps, infuse that into my blog post, and then I would rank on Google for Instagram voice filters. That's amazing. So let's stop sharing right here. I want you to go play with that. If you don't have Jasper, I am going to share my screen and let you see this particular slide so that you can get the 10,000 additional bonus words to play with. But you can see how you could easily have fun with this. And if you create a few blog posts, please tag Next Chapter Social and then send them over to us. Email me a link, something like that. I'd love to see what you create with Jasper. And I hope I've won you over because I certainly love using this tool. It's one of my favorites. And Angelin and I can help you further if you ever need it. So scan this QR code, stop this video, scan that, go check out Jasper, download that and get your 10,000. And then if you want to connect with us further, you can do that through Social School. And here's another QR code for that. If you're not already a member of Social School, it's $1 to join and you have access to our entire learning locker of more classes just like this. Thank you for watching. Bye.